to another KYAI pod this week, and I know Clay's excited that it's the end of this week because he's been doing a ton of robot engineering. He was up at the Dell offices until 9 p.m. He's going to get on a plane to Vegas tomorrow. He's got
Until
one final sprint. Yeah, they click. Yeah. 9 o'clock is late for the Dell office. We got one final sprint before we head off to Dell Tech World, and we integrate our AI agent that monitors data center infrastructure within Humanoid robot to go do the physical inspection. So certainly the team's excited about that, learning a lot about robot engineering. One of the things that I wanted to show off this week, and Clay was just talking about the challenges, that you run into when you're doing full stack engineering of AI agents and even physical AIs. You need the right model for the right job. And, at Metrum AI, we're running across CPUs, GPUs, we're running, the latest from AMD Instinct, Gaudi, we're running Epic, Xeon, we're running precision class workstations, we're running on kind of the full gamut of hardware. And one of the things that we use in both, to make good decisions on what the right model is for the right job in building our AI agent platforms is we use our Metrum Insights platform that does model evaluation. And, I was hoping that we could do maybe a quick demo of that capability just today. One of the latest, greatest models, and we talked about last week, was the Quinn model that just came out. Quinn model is fantastic. The Alibaba team has done a great job. We talked about it last week. One of the things that we have with our Metrum Insights tools, we can just fire up. We have cloud-based support. We have on-prem instance support. But I just fired up, a couple of, or one H100, one H200. Thought I'd do kind of a side-by-side benchmark. This is just a no-code UI, so I just go in, create a project. I'm going to go, H200 versus H100 on Quinn 3. I'll go run VLM, NVIDIA. We also support SG-Lang, support Dynamo, and number of other model servers. We support full agentic RAG pipelines too. I'm just going to pop in a model. We support thousands of concurrent requests. To do a fun quick demo, I'm just going to go to 8. I've got to throw in my Hugging Face token here. Pop that right in here. And we support varying input-output token lengths, but just to be quick, I'll do 128, 128. And should be good to go. Make sure I got everything. Oh, got to select my hardware. Of course, we're going to do H100, H200s. And let's get that going. And select my hardware there. Just going to save and execute this project to get it rolling. You go to the monitoring tab, you can see that the server is being provisioned right now, or the servers are being provisioned right now. If I go look at just a run I did earlier, you can get an update on H100, H200. You're looking at 6,000 output tokens, per second on H200, 4,300 change on H100. That's pretty cool. The other thing that we do is we have our creator tool where, if you want to do a side-by-side benchmark, I can say, okay, let me take this H100 run that I just did, this H200 run, and I can give it some guidance, like do a H100 versus H200 performance log, click that to get generated. And then it'll pull up all the parameters in the Insights creator and start doing pulling together all the details that we know about the different Hopper architectures and the attributes. It'll pull in all the metrics that we're collecting, time to first token, P95 latency, GPU utilization. We get a ton more metrics when we do an on-premise deployment as well, but for a fun demo here, I'm showing the cloud. We'll do the throughput analysis here. One other thing that I like in our tool too is we can also go run sizing information as well. So this is our sizing assistant. So say you're a large enterprise, like I am a large enterprise. I have 100,000, let's say 100,000 concurrent users of our chatbot running on Llama 8B. How many servers do I need to purchase to support this workload? So I can kind of query this in naturally, and our sizing tool will analyze your specific requirements and then make a determination on servers. So it's going to pull up, kind of a summary table. So it's looking at, hey, if you're going to buy a 4H100 system, you're looking at 22.5 mil. The latest Dell XE 7745, 14.3 mil. If you go high-end XE 9680 with MI300X Instinct GPUs, 26 mil. Intel Gaudi 3, 51 mil. We are seeing a little bit better performance on Gaudi 3 this week. I haven't updated all of that good news there. The XE 9680s with H200s, 19.5 mil. So kind of a clear winner here is the XE 7745, Dell's new flagship solution as well. So that's kind of fun to see. Now I'm going to go back, like with the original thing that I was running here live was this particular job. So we're about 2 minutes, in. A lot of the runs that we actually do as a company could be as long as 72 hours because we're testing different numbers of GPUs, different numbers of tensor parallelism. We're testing different models. We're testing fine tuning, and then different model servers. We're testing different input and output token lengths, and then we're also testing concurrency up to 8,000 concurrent users as well. So there's a lot of stuff. So while this is still running, I'll run back over to my creator tab, see how I'm doing on my blog that I was writing over here. So I got all my metrics here. You can see here's a throughput analysis on Llama 8B instruct, total throughput, different concurrent requests that we conducted tests on all the way to 8,192. Here's my queries per second, latency analysis as well. This is across Llama 3.18b, so number of different models here. We get the Phi model that just ran as well. So comprehensive analysis. And, it'll talk about, okay, for Phi, we saw H200 performed 1.87 times better on this particular scenario that we ran as well. So, really makes, if you just want to learn more about what the right model is for the right job, you want to conduct benchmarking, you're going to write a white paper or a paper, all that can happen. Or you want to determine, how many servers you need for a particular workload. It's all here in Metrum Insights, nice low code environment as well. And Clay, any stories from this week on, how Metrum Insights helped you guys on robot engineering, data center, AI agents, integrated in both multiple models?
100%. Yeah. So we were actually literally yesterday, Kanan, the legend, and I were working on doing these different models for VLM. So we're having the object detection, computer vision piece added in and integrated with our humanoid robot stack. And a huge problem you face is like latency, or if the robot's moving, the vision actually needs to see the object and process all this information and give you back instruction before that frame passes. And so finding the right model, balancing that with the right or correct answer in this case was a challenge. It was a challenge that we face. It's a challenge that a lot of people face in building full workflows like this. And so using a tool like Metrum Insights to give us that, basically cut our time testing and all these different, variables and what we're trying to do down to 30 minutes or, 1 or 2 quick cycles instead of testing, looking up, doing all these different things for hours and hours, trying to find the right fit. A tool like this can bring that answer to you on a silver platter relatively quickly, it was pretty nice.
Yeah, since you're working, Clay, with vision language models, one of the new features we recently rolled out in Metrum Insights is supporting vision language models as well. Because, you don't want to just look at the, throughput as measured by output tokens. You also have to process the images as well. So that was another, feature that we rolled through as well. Yep. So if I look at this stack, what you see is we're still about 6 minutes in, and it took me 17 minutes or so in the last H200, H100 run. I think I'm going to finish up a little bit faster here, so we'll demonstrate a little bit of patience and see how this model rolls through. The only problem is you still have to be patient with a little bit of these runs, and as I alluded to earlier, a lot of our runs end up being tens and tens of hours, and we usually don't live monitor them. That's the cool thing about Metrum Insights is you can provision all these workloads and walk away from it and get the results in the morning.
Exactly.
Or
Tee one up before bed, and when
whatever
you wake
time.
up, your white paper's done. It's pretty
Yeah,
nice.
exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna go back, and since I went through the white paper item here, we'll go back and check out the status update on.
And I think you should talk a little bit about like the KYAI piece that's slowly being added, because that's also where it shines with the VLM is like, it's the eternal struggle of speed versus accuracy, and accuracy is 50% of that equation. So
Yeah, so here a run just completed. Yeah, on our eval, of course, a lot of people care about speed, throughput, cost, affordability, which we were all just showing here. But we also have our KYAI feature for evaluating the model and kind of all of the traditional metrics that you're looking for accuracy, MMLU, whatever key scores you care about. But we also have domain-specific tests and evals for industry-specific applications in Metrum Insights too. So, when you do things like you quantize models and you make trade-offs, we want to be able to cleanly look at the accuracy implications of that as well. And so, and for our AI agents, we're not just evaluating for total throughput and affordability, we're also nailing accuracy as well. So that's another feature we have as well here. And so you see my run just ended. This is, 8 concurrent requests, about 350 tokens per second total throughput, and then 287 on H100. We have a ton of additional insights that you can get, like the P95 latency, like the time to first token that you would expect as well in this tool. This is kind of a simple summary. We've got our deep methodology document too on how we run the test and how we replicate a real concurrent user scenario that translate into provisioning the right number of systems for the right job as well. So, and all the different metrics that we're collecting in the Metrum Insights tool as well. So there you got it. A run that a couple years ago, this is we'd be command line interfacing, taking screenshots. Now I've got our turnkey solution for that. And whether it's your favorite model server, or you want to run a full agentic RAG workload, or you want to run a vision language model workload, or you want to test fine tuning on particular hardware, we support all of that functionality in Metrum Insights in this nice low code environment. You can run in the cloud, you can run on-prem on your own instances as well. And the time to understanding the model throughput, affordability and accuracy is dramatically reduced with Metrum Insights. So thanks for checking it out on the KYAI pod this week.